Governor Greg Abbott is keeping state lawmakers in Austin for another 30 days in order to get priority legislation passed. To get more details, we talked this morning with Texas Tribune's managing editor, Matthew Watkins. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. All right, so this is the fourth special session. Governor Abbott wants school voucher and border security bills on his desk. So regarding school vouchers, he still needs to win over rural Republicans, right?
That's right. So there's, a dozen or so rural Republicans who are opposed to the idea of school vouchers. They've been opposed to it basically every special session we've been in so far this year. There is a new bill that will be considered in a hearing in the House on Thursday that packs a whole bunch of it into it. It includes vouchers, it includes school safety funding, it includes changes to the STAR test, the state standardized test. The idea is pack in a bunch of things that, people related to public education want, and maybe that'll make vouchers more palatable. But, you talk to people in the Capitol and they honestly have no idea whether that's going to be enough, whether that's going to be this thing that brings that needed support to actually get this through.
Well, there's got to be some who think that some of the things you just mentioned, along with teacher pay raises, school funding, there has to be some that think that this may make a difference.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of money. We're talking about billions of dollars extra for schools, and including teacher pay. Basically everyone who has their pay set by the budget, the state budget in the state this year got a raise except for teachers. And so there's going to be a lot of pressure for that to pass. But there have been lawmakers, there have been public school advocates who say that it's not worth it, that they feel that the voucher idea would be damaging to public schools in the long term, and they're not going to take short-term benefit in order to make it. Whether what they pack into this bill will be enough, I mean, we honestly just don't know. We're going to have to see in the next few days.
Well, let's talk about the other thing that Governor Abbott wants, a bill making illegal border crossings a state crime. Depending on which lawmaker you ask, it's either a strong border measure or it would lead to overcrowded jails and strained resources.
Right. So this one, I mean, the general idea, there's broader support among Republicans in the legislature. I think everyone in, all Republicans in the House and the Senate agree in some way we should have some kind of border bill, the illegal border crossings, as you mentioned, and also funding for more border wall. But there's been some fighting between Dan Patrick and Dade Phelan kind of throughout this year, and that kind of stopped that from getting through the last special session. This time, though, what we've seen is the lawmakers kind of take things into their own hands. We saw members of the House and the Senate file identical bills related to this, suggesting that they are unified and that they might be willing to kind of put their differences aside and push this one through, maybe fairly quickly in this special session.
All right. So in the end, though, if lawmakers don't change their minds on these issues, what do you think? Could we see special session number 5?
Yeah, I mean, that's the good question. Is this the final push? We're getting kind of late in the season. Abbott has tried this a lot, particularly on vouchers. Would I be shocked if, if vouchers failed this time, if he called them back again? Possibly. But I mean, what we haven't seen is a full up or down vote in the House in the special sessions on a voucher bill. If we see that and it still fails, if it still fails by a significant margin, you could possibly see maybe the next step is to make this an issue in the primaries and supporters of these bills to try to get, people in the legislature who are supportive of the voucher idea.
And then it bleeds on down to the ballot, of course. Yeah. All right. We're going to post this interview and also a link to the Texas Tribune on our website, fox4news.com. Matthew Watkins, appreciate your time this morning. Thanks.
Thank you.